Hey guys, welcome back, maybe. So I decided to kind of do like a sit down and talk through some things about like my period and things that I've started learning and just, the overall journey of getting off birth control and how it's been and stuff like that. But that's kind of boring. So I was like, okay, better yet, I'll just do my makeup because I feel like that's what everyone does whenever you need to talk about something, but you don't want to just sit down and talk to a camera. So, hello. So, this is kind of like what I do to get ready for work. I don't know if anyone cares about that. I personally really like makeup, but I know that's not everyone's thing. So, I'm going to put in my contacts. Probably should have done this before, but hobby. It amazes me that there are some people that cannot watch people put in their contacts. My best friend Courtney is like that. She's like, so, but she also has 20/20 vision, which is really annoying. Anybody, I swear, that has glasses or uses contacts, people who have 20/20 vision just make me angry. I need to wet my beauty blender. BRB.
Does it bother anyone else that those two dressers are not even, or is that just me? Because it just, anyway, side note, continue.
Thank you. So, if you haven't seen anything or follow me on Instagram, know this, probably don't. But I went off birth control in June, technically May, but June was my first period without being on birth control. So first of all, I went on birth control because I had really horrible periods, bad since I was little. And I say little, I mean 14. I started my period at 12, 13, one of those. And not long after that, I was either 13 or 14 that I went on birth control. And had a rocky relationship with it. I tried to go off of it for a little while because I was just I don't think I need it. It's kind of annoying to take every day. And so I went off of it, but then my face started breaking out like crazy. It was ridiculous. And I was going to dermatologists. I've been going to dermatologists since I was also since I hit puberty. And so they were like, hey, you might want to just go on birth control because that might be your issue. It's just that your hormones are out and that's what's causing all your breakouts. Well, they were right because once I went on birth control, they definitely got much fewer. And I look really funny right now. And so yeah, I went back on it, tried to stay on it. It's just not for me. Number one, it's not even just the hormones. Before I even knew how harmful it was just annoying. To take something every single day, no thank you. And so then freshman year in college, which was 2 years ago, I just started learning more about natural things. I had followed Sarah's Day on YouTube, and she's just incredible about being informative and living a healthy natural lifestyle and everything. And I really fell in love with the concept of doing that. And let me do this really quick. I really wanted to kind of incorporate that into my life somehow. I've had a run-in, I think we all have had run-ins with some mental illness stuff, and I read a lot of research that said that using natural skincare was actually better for you because, if you have a chemical imbalance and then you just add more chemicals on top of it, you're not exactly doing yourself any favors. Along with a lot of the stuff that's in our products are hormone disruptors. So if you already have wacky hormones and then you're just going to disrupt them some more, it's just not doing any favors. And so my mom was also diagnosed with breast cancer, and my grandmother, so not my mom's mom, my dad's mom, also died of breast cancer in my freshman year. And so it was just very okay, this runs on both sides of my family. And so I just started taking it a lot more seriously. It didn't make sense for me to just pump my body full of estrogen whenever that literally is what grows and causes the breast cancer. Not a doctor, by the way. I could be totally false here, but from what I've read, that's just not smart. And so anyway, I went off of birth control in May. This is currently September. Yeah, mid-September. Okay. So the first month was really bad, and there was a day I couldn't walk. I couldn't the first day of my period was always the worst. I could not walk. And then second day was better, but still like really cramping, like just horrible pain. I was trying to do it also without taking medicine, and it just got to the point where like I could almost not breathe because they were so bad. And so I was just like, I have to take medicine. Like, there's no way I'm getting around this. And so I took some medicine, and then it got better. By the third day, it was like, okay, we're trucking here. It's all good. And then, fourth and fifth, it's kind of like, slow it down. And then second one was pretty bad too. That one was like, I was on the floor of my church and was like crying because it was so bad. And I couldn't really walk very well either. That's what happens. It's so swollen down there. Like, my uterus is so swollen that it like cuts off the, I guess, circulation or something like that in my legs. And like, it makes it really hard to walk. So, that was the second. I took some medicine with that too. This is my fourth period without birth control. The third one was like, okay, we're getting easier here. And then also with my third period, I switched to menstrual cups. I don't know if you've ever heard of those, but it's basically just like a rubber cup kind of thing that you like fold up, you insert it, and then it like pops out, and then it just collects all the blood. And so then you just, stick your fingers up there, grab it, pull it out, empty it, clean it out, put it back in. Or it can stay in for about 12 hours. So it's really convenient because you don't have to change it as much as a tampon, and you don't have to worry about leaking as much. And then, so I tried to do that, tried to switch to that. Personally, it's very much a personal thing. I really liked it. There wasn't anything wrong with it, to be honest. For me, it's really hard to like insert anything because it's so like just sensitive and swollen down there that it's just like, heck no. Like, I couldn't even wear tampons whenever I was like first or second day of my period, whenever I was growing up, and a few periods after birth control. It's a good route to go, especially if you're busy a lot and you don't really have time. But it is kind of tricky to find like a place where you can get it out and clean it. And, you kind of have to like really spread out to, get it in correctly. It's not for everyone, but I think that it's worth a try. So I'll link below the one that I got. I got mine from Amazon. It's called Lena, pretty sure. And I still have the box for it. So this is what the box looks like. It has rocks in it right now, don't ask. Menstrual cups. Totally, like, go for it if you can. Here's the big kicker. This is the big deal, in my opinion, is we have all heard, like, the chemicals that are in, like, tampons and pads. If you've seen any kind of, like, Cora or Lola companies that sell good products, like, for your menstrual health. And I saw them and I thought, like, that's a cool concept, but, like, I just don't know that I can pay that much, even though they're really great. Like, organizations, they give back, nothing wrong with that, but, like, at the same time, my wallet still can't handle what it can't handle. So I was like, oh, it's just not attainable. Let me tell you, Walmart and Kroger and probably your local, like, grocery stores, but definitely Walmart, have organic, like, bleach-free products now. Like, I know, crazy, but they do, and I think that's awesome. So if you are like me and you're like, okay, I really don't want to order all this stuff, then go to Walmart and see if they have them. I don't remember the brand name of the ones that I bought, but I will try and find them on Walmart's website and below, because there is like some actual like science connected to how harmful they are for our, reproductive system and our health. Why are we putting bleach, into our reproductive system? That don't make sense, And so I thought it was kind of like a little hoaxy thing, but I mean, at the same time, I was like, even if it doesn't help anything, at least I'm not harming myself, by putting all these like horrible chemicals on in my body. And so I went and got some. And I've also heard people say that it helps with the flow of your period, because whenever you don't have all of those chemicals going in, it's not disrupting everything, and whenever you disrupt it more, it just kind of makes it heavier and also cramping with that. So I heard some people, I didn't hear a lot of people say that like it helped with cramps as much as they said it helped with the flow. This time, so I used them last time along with a menstrual cup. So like I said, usually like the first day is the worst as far as like cramping goes. And I PMS so bad. Like I can usually tell you like, oh, it's coming. Like she's almost here. Mother Nature is knocking at my door and I don't want to open it. Yeah, that didn't happen this time. I got a little emotional, kind of cranky, cried it inside out. But like I think that's totally normal, okay? Bing bong, shut up, you know? Anyway, as far as cramping went, I didn't cramp as bad. Consider switching to organic tampons and pads. It makes a difference. Usually whenever I'm ovulating, I wait like 2 or 3 days and then I start drinking raspberry leaf tea every day. And I think maybe that could have contributed to the fact that like I'm not in any pain right now. And so another thing that I think is really important is educating yourself on your body. I'll be back. This is like the period Bible, okay? This is life. I know it's really kind of thick and it is with information, but it is so informative. This has made me like walk into doctors' offices and be like, I read this book because I knew I was going to have to go to the gynecologist and everything, and I was going to let him know that I wasn't going to be on birth control anymore. And he was like, oh, well, if you have a period every 28 days, like, you're fine. And I was like, no. If I hadn't read this book, I would not have known to walk into that, saying that she also talks about specifically, like, this is what doctors will not know about. So, like, adrenal fatigue. She was like, don't say that around a doctor. She just explains like your HPA axis and everything about that and how important it is, and maintaining healthy hormones and how to balance yourself. But she also goes through all of the issues that women run into with their reproductive systems. So she goes over endometriosis, she goes over PCOS and all the different types of PCOS, which I promise you did not know how many types of PCOS there is. And how to fix them, when to know when to go to the doctor. She's a naturopath doctor, but she's not one of those that is like, oh, essential oils is going to fix everything. Like, she's like, listen, if your period is over, this amount of milliliters, take a Tylenol, like take an Advil, take something to thin it out so that it's not as bad. And I respect the heck out of that. She tells you when to know to go to your general practitioner, medicine, and when to try and solve it yourself. I think it's a book that every woman should read, because I think that every woman should have to educate herself on her body. A lot of girls are tricked into thinking that, writhing in pain on the floor, not being able to walk is normal. That is not normal. Like, something is off with your body and you have the right to go to people and try and get that fixed, not just like deal with it and go, try and get over it, take an Advil, If you don't take anything else away from this video, which like, cool, like, but please educate yourself. Read a book, study up on what is right about your body and what is considered to be off, because it's really important. We would do that with our bodies regularly. If you have headaches, something's wrong and you're going to try everything to fix it, right? The same goes for your reproductive and your period health. If something is wrong, you have the right and to get that fixed. Like, your body is supposed to be in line and running functionally, like, smooth, and all that stuff, and you deserve to have a good period that you love, not something that you dread every single month. I think that is it for this video. This has been way too long. Thanks for watching. If you did, I appreciate you. I want to talk to you, so please let me know anything that you thought was interesting about this video, or anything that you have to add about it, because I'm so there for that. Educate me, argue with me. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, I want to hear about it. So not that a cajillion people watch this, but let's have a conversation. I really wish that periods and just reproductive health was much less stigmatized than it is now, because it shouldn't be against the rules, the social rules, to talk about something that you go through with your body. If it was anything else, people would talk about it. And I think that this is no different. You should not feel shamed into not talking about something whenever you're hurting. If we treat people's bodies like that, if we treat people's minds like that, then like the world would be a very different place. And I don't think periods should be treated any different from that. So talk about your period, talk about your problems, get them, get help, get them fixed. So yeah, anyway, I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope that it treats you well. I hope that you have a fun time. And I will see you whenever I do another video because I have no idea when that will be. Peace.